You want me to put that on my todger?
The Invictus disaster. A few days ago, the Heart of Invictus official trailer was launched, just 4 days ago, and I commented upon the early reaction that had occurred in relation to that. However, it is worth revisiting it for a demonstration of not only what happens when you get a narcissist such as Harry's wife becoming involved, but also how might she respond to all of this. You'll recall that the reaction to it was not so much about the trailer itself and what it showed, because Harry's wife wasn't in it, and Harry appeared in it to an extent, but it was a simple fact that people were responding to her involvement in the games per se, and also Harry's. Now, Harry took inspiration from the Warrior Games in the United States, created the Invictus Games, and most people said, that's a good thing. It allows some very brave people who've made tremendous sacrifices for their countries to receive the rightful recognition and to compete in some games to demonstrate their resilience, their determination, their drive, and therefore most people would agree it's an excellent thing to do. It gives people direction. It gives them something to work towards. It enables them to improve their self-esteem. It allows them to conquer difficulties that they might have experienced as a consequence of the injuries and illness that they sustained following or through their service that they gave. That a charitable endeavour such as this that highlights the needs of those veterans is worthwhile, and anything that allows them to receive the appreciation and recognition of both their families and the wider watching public is entirely a decent thing. And Harry had created this, and the Invictus Games has its board, and away it went. But then, of course, along came the narcissist, who has to make it all about her. And not only does she make it about her, but the fact that now she is this toxic individual who is roundly disliked by so many people that she actually shouldn't be involved with anybody's endeavour if they want it to be approved, lauded, or succeed. It's almost like creating a fantastic meal and then inviting somebody to take a great big dump in the soup that you're going to dole out. It taints it all. That's what now happens with Harry's wife. She's gone beyond the point of ever being redeemable. It's far too late for that. Too many people do not like her. Too many people do not trust her. Her own behaviour has demonstrated precisely what she is, and therefore people want to back away from her, and any organisation that continues to involve her suffers the consequences, as Invictus is. Why should the valiant people that are involved in the games have to put up with such a self-obsessed, self-centred individual such as her, essentially taking the shine off what is their event? Because she turns up, she gets talked about. She comes along with her demands, see parts pass him. She comes along making it all about her because she can't help herself, because she's driven by that narcissism to cause her to ensure that she asserts control over the competitors, over the helpers, over the people that are watching, over who it's broadcast to, that she receives fuel from them, and that she manages her facade. She believes that she's interested in how the games go and the competitors, but she's not. It's feigned by her narcissism. She doesn't see that she's feigning it, but her narcissism functions that way. However, anybody that's involved with the Invictus Games need only look at the comment section on YouTube to understand the level of distaste that exists for Harry's wife, and also Harry by extension, as he has become infected by her. The video's got 2,300 likes at the time that I'm narrating this to you. It has 11,000 dislikes. Now, those 11,000 people aren't saying, oh, the Invictus Games is a load of rubbish. No, what they're saying is, we disapprove of Harry's wife having any connection to do with this event. Let's have a taste of some more of the comments so that you can understand the level of disapproval that exists for this woman. I liked the part where Harry and Harry's wife used wounded veterans to write off hundreds of thousands of dollars in private jets, clothes, jewellery, plastic surgery and five-star hotel as production costs for the event and documentary. It was so charitable, it brought a tear to my left eye. I have great respect for the athletes in Invictus. They deserve the accolades. Please, Netflix, stop putting the grifters front and centre. Will Harry's wife and Harry be paid for this? If so, why? It is supposed to be a charity, and all money should go to the athletes. So much love and respect for the incredible athletes of the Invictus Games. What incredible humans who've sacrificed so much and endured so much, and still be able to build themselves back up again. Just extraordinary. I just feel sorry for them that their representative patron is a whiny, spoiled, privileged prince who has never once in his life known the true meaning of sacrifice, honour, loyalty and dignity. I will support Invictus as long as there is no Harry's wife wearing thousands of dollars worth of clothes among the veterans and their families. They could eat for 6 months or more on the cost of one outfit. Heart of Invictus, there is no question that we support these amazing veteran athletes. The 10,000 plus downvotes that you're hiding are solely for the two grifters you've chosen to rep these amazing competitors, and they deserve far better. I can't imagine that any of those warriors appreciate being used to make those two posers look good for their reality shit show. These men and women of courage deserve so much more from their pain, suffering and ultimate sacrifices than to have their platform hijacked by two selfish, greedy, non-starting grifters. Huge respect for the vets. Unfortunately, I can't support or watch the games or show this trailer because of the involvement of Harry and his wife. If the board of directors of the Invictus Games ever find the good sense, decency and backbone to separate from these grifters, I'll support this organisation in every way possible. All due respect to these amazing veterans, we honour you as well as our own. Not one penny raised or donated for these veterans should be spent on Harry's wife or her designer clothes, glam squad, security, private jets or pricey hotel suites. There better be a full accounting. I love the part where Harry's wife inserts herself into something that has nothing to do with her, spends all the Invictus money and lies 1,000 times. Oh, and bullies the staff, but that's a given. So stunning and brave I shed a tear. Just one. Left eye. Go. To vets everywhere, great respect. Thank you for your service. You deserve oh so much more than the shoddy grasping of Harry and Harry's wife. Let them pay their own way to show how they support this incredible cause. I love the part where they let Harry's wife compete against the vets because she survived the war against a 96-year-old granny dying from bone cancer. I love the part where Harry's wife struts around the track in stilettos while wounded vets follow behind with prosthetic limbs. She's the real hero after all. Terribly sad, this wonderful cause and brave people must be overshadowed by Harry and his wife. Tears are pouring out of my left eye at these comments. Thank you for allowing your current and former subscribers to share their opinions with you, Netflix. It'd be great if you stopped wasting subscribers' money on grifters. Get the grifters out of the games. The veterans deserve so much more. Netflix, remove him from your trailers. He is a disgrace. As the mother of a wounded warrior, my heart goes out to each and every one of these veterans. I do not, however, support Prince Harry and Harry's wife's abuse of these games to line their own pockets. How much did Harry's wife grift off the games for her outfits last time? Is reported to be well over $100,000. These brave souls sacrificed for the safety and security of their countries, while Harry's wife complained that her castle was too small. Harry's wife will turn this event into her own personal fashion show and merching opportunity. These veterans deserve the best we have to offer, and it is not Harry's wife and Harry. They are a dark splotch on a very worthy cause. It's disgusting that a traitor and his wife, who has openly spoke against Great Britain, are allowed to be hosts, and also I want to know how much they are paid in expenses. It's such a shame. I'm feeling so bad for the athletes. On and on it goes. The vets deserve better than a pair of narcissists using a meaningful event for self-promotion. Good to see from the comments that people see who and what this guy really is. I feel for the veterans that had to endure further suffering by listening to Harry and Harry's wife during the making of this. What a contrast. Heroes versus grifters. People who have been wounded in service versus a bloke who cried over his broken necklace. Comment after comment after comment after comment slates the pair of them. There is, as I scroll down through the hundreds of comments, and I think there's over 4,235 comments. And as I scroll through them all, I've yet to find anything that supports Harry and his wife. And instead, it's all about the criticisms. There's not even people just talking about the games themselves, other than, of course, to say that people deserve better. But it's all about how terrible those two are. Would this cause Harry to wake up, if he could be bothered to look? It might start to chip away at him. Harry's wife, of course, is immune to it. You might think that given the fact that there are several thousand comments, all critical, that Harry's wife would think, hang on a second, maybe we should back out here, look at all these unfavourable comments. She won't, because notwithstanding the fact that there are thousands of comments that criticise her and Harry, all making the same point about how she's hijacking it, how they've utilised it to pay their expenses which aren't appropriate. Her narcissism continues to blind her, doesn't allow her to accept that she's at fault. It is that hermetically sealed self-defence mechanism. Accordingly, if you think that Harry's wife is going to do the right thing and back off in light of this wholesale condemnation, forget it. The only way it would be is if somebody tells her, you're not welcome, we don't want you involved. That if the board got some balls and turned around and said, you two are causing this to tank, we don't want to be associated with you any longer. Whether that will happen remains to be seen. But this is testament once again to how the short-term behaviour of her narcissism has created a tsunami of disapproval, and how she will still not take any notice of it. Of course, she will feel threatened subconsciously by all of this criticism if she were to read it, but she won't respond to it in a constructive way. She'll just dismiss it, because that's what she always does. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.